I've had the AirPods Pro 3 for over a month at this point, and I've been using them every day since. I've literally traveled with them, I've used them on planes, in the office, or just at home lounging around. And it's no surprise that they're really great earbuds, but they're not without their serious flaws I've experienced over the month. So in this review, I'll share my experience with these so far, including all the new features like heart rate tracking, live translation, and the improved active noise cancellation, and see if they're actually worth the US $249 price tag. So let's go back to the very first day with these, because when I unboxed these on launch day, there were actually two immediate things that I disliked. This is the first time that the AirPods Pro doesn't come with a charging cable. And you know, most of us probably already have cables or wireless chargers around, so it's not a big deal, but it is a good move for Apple's bottom line, a not so great move for us consumers, especially at this price point. And also the new foam ear tips, the first time that I put these in, they were honestly a bit of a hit and miss for me, and they still are to this day. I find them actually less comfortable than the AirPods Pro 2. So it's an updated design where it has this sort of deeper fit in the ear canal, but am I the only one where it doesn't seem to fit as well? Like if I take another look side by side with the AirPods Pro 2 and the AirPods Pro 3 here again, it's clear that it's a fuller looking fit with the ear tip on the AirPods Pro 2, whereas the new one, it's a more slimmer looking type of fit. And it was wild because when I was testing these and setting these up, it felt super loose, even though in the iPhone settings, it was telling me that the seal was right when I was testing that seal. So it's not until I really played around with the custom ear tips, going from the standard size to size large, did it feel a little bit better. But personally, it just doesn't sit as well as the AirPods Pro 2. And I gotta say, after testing it over the month, seal is super important. It's this new ear tip and the updated microphones that make up for that apparent doubling in noise cancellation ability that Apple claims over the Pro 2. So if you're not getting a proper seal with these, you're not going to get that big gain in active noise cancellation. And also, side note, these tips now attach on like cement. I ripped a tip just trying to get these off. They're actually really tough to get off in comparison to the Pro 2. So you have to be kind of careful when you take off these tips. But otherwise, a month in, both the case and the buds look as new, and they've held up really well. They haven't scuffed up all too much, though that being said, my previous AirPods Pro 2 and especially my original AirPods Pro, yeah, they look really, really scuffed up and really dirty. And when it comes to sound quality, it's probably no surprise to you that these sound really, really good, especially with the new recent software updates. But when I first put these on, the AirPods Pro 3 deliver this more sort of refined and spacious and balanced sound with tighter bass and cleaner mids. It's got to be easily Apple's best sounding earbuds yet. The 3D audio effect is really so good when you move your head around, and just hearing the directionality of the sound in certain like directions or points around you is still mind-blowing to me to this day. They're not truly high res, but by audiophile standards, you don't, get lossless or high res codecs over Bluetooth, but for wireless listening every day, just chilling out, just going on the train and just popping these in, they come impressively close to premium fidelity while being totally effortless to use and carry because they're just so small. You just slip them into a pocket and they disappear. But truthfully, if you already have the AirPods Pro 2, you already know how great these sound. And I'm just not sure if the difference in sound quality between the Pro 2 to the Pro 3 justifies dropping $249 to get this. That being said, I'll talk about that more later in this video. But updating the software a month later, I feel there's even wider spatial rendering and better audio separation. The key feature for me, since I travel frequently though, is the active noise cancellation, and it's incredibly good. Like between the new microphones and that new seal or the new foam tips, it definitely does a reasonably better job than the Pro 2 in noise cancellation. The ANC doesn't quite feel twice as better, but it's definitely better. Like on the plane and in one of the busiest train stations in the world, Shinjuku in Tokyo, damn, do these earbuds just teleport you out of there and just into your own little world. It's so good that walking around or crossing roads feels kind of dangerous with these in, because you literally can't hear anything outside of whatever you're playing on these. I also tested the Bose Quiet Comfort Ultra recently and also on the plane, and these are class leading in ANC, but I actually prefer the QC Ultras because they have, in my opinion anyway, with my ears, they have a more comfortable seal. And the most important part is getting that right seal. And then I just want to take a moment to compare it with the AirPods Pro Max in case you're interested in these or you're looking to compare these two. These are, showing its age now, though it has held up very well. It is getting a little old. And honestly, I would pick these over the AirPods Max quite frequently, especially for traveling. I used to travel with these a lot, but they are obviously way larger than the Pro 3. And so this is way more portable. This has a bunch of modern features, superior ANC in daily noise environments that actually matter. And you don't need to carry a case, charging cables, etc. with this thing. Also, when it comes to the transparency and ambient modes, I find that they're more refined now. They let in more natural sound when needed, but it still is definitely delayed and kind of annoying when consistently talking. Like I was at the gym and someone came up to my machine, and I actually caught this on camera, but I had a delay in replying because I didn't hear him for the first couple of seconds. And speaking of being at the gym, if you're someone that is active as well, then the heart rate sensor is a really exciting addition. And this is where I was expecting the heart rate sensor to be like just okay, like for casual use only, but I was blown away by just how accurate these things are when it comes to heart rate tracking. I've worked out with these often now, and I've run comparison tests between my other wearables like my Whoop at the gym, and the AirPods Pro 3 heart rate tracking is no joke. So running these tests side by side for a strength training session in the gym and consistently checking the stats side by side with the Whoop, it was shocking how similar the readings were, particularly for weight training. They weren't as accurate when I was running and there was a lot of movement, but for exercise with less movement, like strength training, it was just bang on.
So I just finished that workout and I'm just doing a cool down lap now, but after using these AirPods to track my workouts quite a few times now, it is surprisingly accurate. It's just as accurate as my Whoop, or just thereabouts. So basically the E-canal seems to be a pretty good spot for heart rate monitoring. And it was surprising to me, but I would honestly use these to replace my gym workouts over the Apple Watch. So overall great, but it depends what you're using it for. I'd still use a Whoop or like the Apple Watch if I'm running about. Also, I find that it does impact, obviously, battery life if you're using these to track your workouts too. So something to be wary of. If you really want them to last like a day or two, then you definitely want to use your Apple Watch, for example, to track your workouts instead. But overall, really good for what it is.
So the heart rate sensor, amazing. Live translation though, good, but not amazing. I was so keen to use these for live translation in Japan until I realized that Japanese isn't supported yet. So I just tried testing these, listening to like Spanish and French YouTube videos, and they worked really well. It's not like it works any better, in my opinion, than any of the many existing apps on your phone that basically do this. I did like using it though, but I just don't see myself using it over just, let's say, conversation mode in the Google Translate app, to be honest. I wouldn't get the Pro 3 just for this translation feature, especially when it's not even exclusive to the Pro 3 anyway. Now, when it comes to the battery, this was interesting because it's rated 8 hours battery life per charge. But when I was traveling and using it frequently for calls, lots of music with ANC and a workout here and there with heart rate tracking on, I got more like 5 to 7 hours until they needed to be placed back into the case for a charge, but the case now holds 24 hours of charge, down from the 30 hours on the Pro 2 case, which is a bit of a bummer. But honestly, with like how often I throw these onto a charging pad, it gets me through multiple days anyway, and your mileage will vary a lot depending on how you're using them and how frequently you charge these. So after a month with these, are the AirPods Pro 3 worth it? They're unquestionably one of the best pairs of earbuds you can buy, but the new improved ANC, heart rate tracking, and sound quality rely heavily on that in-ear seal. If the new foam ear tips you find are more comfortable for you, then you're golden. These earbuds are going to be the holy grail for you. But if you try these on, and like me, the new ear tips are questionable and a whole lot less comfortable than the Pro 2, then the proposition suddenly becomes a little bit different. So unless you need that next level silent ANC or heart rate tracking, which is actually really good, I still genuinely think that most people can either just stick with these AirPods Pro 2 or get the AirPods Pro 2 for a fraction of the price of the Pro 3, especially if you find them like secondhand. But if you do end up going for the Pro 3, you're not going to be disappointed. Just make sure that you test all the ear tips that it comes with to get that right seal. I honestly cannot stress this enough. It makes a world of a difference. If you made it to the end of this video, guys, drop the code word comment SEAL and I'll give it a like for making it to the end. I'll also leave a video here to my AirPods Max review, which might be a better buy over the Pro 3 for you. As always, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.